Greetings, wayward fans. Thank you all for watching. My name is Kripke, and I will be your guide as we dive into another episode analysis video. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Episode 8 this season is called Bugs. This is the first installment about a curse, and this one involves lots of insects and spiders. Sam and Dean head to Oklahoma to investigate a recent spate of insect-related deaths around a new housing development. This curse was left by the chief of the Yuki tribe and would bring death to all who would disrespect the land. The valley would be protected by nature itself, such as insects and spiders. The curse triggers during the spring equinox for 6 days. If you remain on the land by the final day before sunrise, all will die. The curse itself is unbreakable. The only way to escape this is to leave or survive the horrors of hungry insects. Let the hunt begin. Just over a year ago, the modern housing company starts to build on land that has not been disturbed for 200 years, since the Yuki tribe. Nobody knew the land was cursed, and the first death happens with a surveyor dying from allergic bee stings. This year it's starting all over again. Dustin, who works for the gas company, fell into a mysterious hole and became trapped and injured before an onslaught of beetles feasted on his brain. This sparked the attention of the Winchesters. They spoke with Joe Whitetree and learned about the Yuki tribe and the curse that protects the valley. He explained that the American cavalry came to relocate the Yuki people, but were resistant to being taken from their land. This caused the cavalry to become impatient and remove them by any means necessary. After 6 days, on the night where the moon and the sun share the sky as equals, every man, woman, and child that remained in the village was dead. The dying village chief whispered to the heavens and cursed the land for all time. Every year, for 6 days, death would come to any who disrespect the sacred land.
So every year about this time, anybody in Oasis Plains is in danger. Larry built his neighborhood on cursed land.
And on the 6th night, that's tonight.
In case you run into a similar kind of curse, this is how the Winchesters survived. After 5 nights have passed with 2 deaths so far, Sam and Dean learn about the curse from Joe Whitetree. They learn that when in the 6th night of the curse, all will die unless they can survive until sunrise, if they can't escape in time. The Winchesters arrive at Pike's home, and while trying to convince them of the dangers, the sky is blackened with a swarm of insects. Sam and Dean try to set up a defense to block them access to the house, but they found a way in through the chimney. Dean uses a can of bug spray as a flamethrower to keep the bees at bay, while everyone retreats to the attic for a last stand and hold out till sunrise. Termites eat through the roof, allowing bees to swarm inside. After a while, the sun finally rose, rather quickly, and the curse ran its course. They survived, and now it's time to move to Canada.
The shower is awesome.
Come on.
This is the analysis and reveal, where I put the episode under a microscope for your entertainment and knowledge. Number 1. The bees seen at the end of Supernatural were mainly CGI, but before that, they actually used 60,000 real bees in the room, and both Jensen and Jared were stung, which included getting stung in the butt. The following footage you're about to watch is one of many conventions Jensen and Jared share the bee story.
or the bees. Hey guys, we just need to make sure you're not allergic to bees. And if you get stung, how do you do that? And you get stung, you're not going to go into anaphylactic shock. What? Okay, how do you do that? You like, smear something on you? Like, actually, we're just going to take this bee and sting you with it. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, it's only a 3/4 sting. And I'm not kidding. So they put this little piece of mesh on your skin, and then they hold a live bee with tweezers, and then they just stick the stinger, and it goes just through the mesh enough to get like half its stinger in you, and then they pull it out. It doesn't come off the bee, so the bee's fine.
Yeah,
but I'm not, because now I just got stung by a bee, and I've got this welt now happening on my arm. And they're like, okay, it's been 30 minutes, you're fine. I'm like, yeah, except for this, goiter on my arm right now. But then to make things worse, it's like, okay, guys, time to go into set. And we walk in, all of the crew have bee outfits on. Guess what? Sam and Dean don't get to wear bee outfits. They're in regular clothing. And then the bee wrangler.
On the day of shooting.
I'm like, how many we talking here? Like a couple hundred? He's like, there's actually 60,000. I'm like,
but don't worry, they're drone
going
bees.
into anaphylactic shock.
They're drone bees. They're not going to sting you unless you piss them off.
Bees, as long as you stay calm, they're calm. And I'm like, okay, stay calm. Wait a minute, when they yell action, I have a blowtorch.
Yeah. And we're supposed to be swatting
cool with that? And he goes, oh.
And then we're like, well, what about, so you're going to release 60,000 bees, but then we're going to have to go back to the beginning of the scene where there were no bees for like take 2 and take 3 in different camera angles. He's like, yeah, we're going to vacuum them up. I was like, doesn't that piss him off? He's like, only if we do it a bunch of times. I was like, a bunch like, 20 or 30, he's like, yeah, if we do it like 3 or 4 times, they're gonna be a little angry. We're like, we're gonna do it like 12, 15 times.
Needless to say, we got stung. I remember just before Kim, our director, just before he yelled action, they were like, okay, roll sound, and I mean, they're all over the place. They roll sound, okay, and then the camera system comes up and it's like, okay, 34 Baker, take 2. They just have a marker, they run off, and I'm like kind of crouched down, and I'm like, kind of flicking bees, they're on me, just landing on me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, find a happy place. And they're like, okay, ready, and just before he yelled action, boom! One had gone right up my shirt and got me right on the upper part of my seat.
Took us.
And he was like, ready, and I was like, wait! And I reached back there and actually pulled the stinger out. I was like, okay! And then the worst part about it, the bees didn't read on film, so they ended up making it with
Visual
CGI. Good old days.
Number 2. In Season 4, Episode 18, titled The Monster at the End of This Book, the episode of Bugs is mentioned by Chuck as he admits to bad writing. In Season 11, Episode 20, titled Don't Call Me Shirley, Bugs was mentioned again by Chuck as bad chapter in the supernatural novels.
Did you really have to live through the bugs?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I mean, horror is one thing, but to be forced to live bad writing. Love it. Last time I saw that look on an editor's face, I just handed in Bugs. All right, come on. Safe place.
Number 3. This episode is considered to be one of the least favorite among fans. Eric Kripke himself has stated he did not like this episode. Many criticize the inconsistent editing, including a scene where a sunrise occurs in an impossible length of time. Also on IMDb, it is considered the lowest rated episode up to Season 14. Number 4. This shot of the Impala traveling through a grassland setting is the very same shot used in Season 1, Episode 4, Phantom Traveler.
Can we talk in person?
Thanks for making the trip.
Number 5. While Dean is in the bar gambling, Sam is in the Impala reading about the Mad Cow newspaper article. If you look at the bottom, it shows by Christopher Cooper. He's the prop master of Supernatural. On to cultural references. Number 1.
Human mad cow disease.
Mad cow. Isn't that on Oprah?
You watch Oprah?
Oprah Winfrey is best known for her talk show called, you guessed it, The Oprah Winfrey Show, which is the highest rated television program of its kind in history and was nationally syndicated from 1986 to 2011 in Chicago. Number 2.
Maybe they're being controlled somehow, you know, by something or someone.
You mean like Willard?
Yeah, bugs instead of rats.
Matt,
Yeah.
he did try to scare the realtor with a tarantula.
You think he's our Willard?
I don't know.
Willard was a 1971 horror movie about a social misfit named Willard, who has a strange affinity to rats. He controls them to attack and kill people who have been cruel to him in the past. There's also a remake in 2003. Number 3.
There are cases of psychic connections between people and animals, elementals, telepaths.
Yeah, the whole Timmy Lassie thing.
Lassie was a beloved collie that starred on TV back in 1954 to 1974. Lassie's owner was a farm boy named Timmy, who was frequently helped out of danger by his super intelligent dog. Number 4.
Or hustle pull because I wanted to go to school and live my life, which our whacked out family made me the freak.
Yeah, you were kind of like the blonde chick of the Munsters.
Dean?
The Munsters was a 1960s TV show about a family of friendly monsters that have misadventures, never quite understanding why people react to them so strangely. Dean mentions the blonde chick, which her name is Marilyn Munster, is the niece of Lily Munster and the only member of the family who is completely normal.
Well, even so, a little magic now and then never hurts.
Grandpa, there's more than one kind of magic.
Number 5.
Oh my God. We'll never make it.
Everybody in the house.
Many of the final scenes in this episode appear to have been inspired by the Alfred Hitchcock 1963 classic, The Birds, such as shots of the bugs swarming against the night sky, the bugs penetrating through the house, and the ripped back roof through which the Winchesters see the sky in the following morning. Number 6.
The mosquito population in some areas, although some residents cite concerns about the high levels of pesticide being used.
The scene where Dean fights off the bees with an improved flamethrower from a can and the spider jumping on the woman's head is reminiscent of scenes in the 1990 film Arachnophobia, wherein Jeff Daniels' character faces off against the queen spider in the basement with a nail gun and an improvised flamethrower. And now on to Have I Seen You Before? Or Deja Vu. Number 1. Carrie Genzel, who played Linda Bloom, also played Linda Berman in Season 11, Episode 8, Just My Imagination.
An imaginary friend named Sparkle. What's cuter than that?
Oh, it's on her face, Sam. It's on her face.
Just tell me.
She's got sparkle on her face.
How do we get our girl back?
Number 2. Tyler Johnston, who plays Matt Pike, also played the angel Samandriel in several episodes in Season 8 through 9.
Is this yours?
You gonna tell my dad?
I don't know. Who's your dad?
Yeah, Larry usually skips me in the family introductions.
The Mona Lisa.
The real Mona Lisa, where she's topless.
Vatican City.
On to continuity errors. Now for some fun. I'm going to show you a very short clips from the episode, and let's see if you can find the error. Pause the video if you need more time. Number 1.
So you found some beetles in a hole in the ground.
When Sam and Dean arrive at the sinkhole, you notice that it's sunny with blue skies, even when they leave. Then just after that, when they see the barbecue sign, and then park down the road, everything around them is wet from rain and cloudy weather. Number 2.
In a hole in the ground. That's shocking, Sam.
There were no tunnels, no tracks, no evidence of any other kind of creature down there. Well, hauntings sometimes include bug manifestations.
Yeah, but I didn't see any evidence of ghost activity.
These next few scenes had me scratching my head. You first see Sam in the passenger seat with a weird plastic wrap on the window, and on Dean's driver's side, it appears open. After they leave the barbecue party, Sam is now driving, and guess what? That strange plastic wrap is covering the driver's side window now, and on Dean's side, the plastic is replaced with the window. Then when they pull up to the empty house they plan to squat in, the plastic is now gone. Number 3. When Sam and Dean are looking up through the hole the bugs made, the roof is made of a wood roofing shingle, something the modern housing development during that time would never use. On top of that, if you look at the wood shingles, they look like they've seen a lot of weather damage over the years. Number 4. When midnight came, bees came swarming at the house. Since that time, when they're all huddled together in the attic to protect themselves from the onslaught of insects, it has to be no less than 20-30 minutes. Then the sunrise came in the blink of an eye. No, really, if you blinked, you might have missed it. It was so fast. Number 5.
Yeah, I should hope so.
In the last scene, as Sam and Matt talk, you can see Dean help Larry put boxes in the moving van. Then in the next shot, Dean is suddenly leaning against the Impala. My God, is he fast. Number 6.
And the power lines.
After Sam and Dean take shelter in the Pike household, the bugs chew through the phone and power lines, rendering the power in the house off. But when Dean enters the kitchen to search for bug spray, you can tell the lights are still on with the reflections and illumination of the room. On to goofs. Now for some more fun. Just like with continuity errors, I'm going to show you very short clips from the episode, and let's see if you can find the error. Pause if you need to, if you need more time. Number 1.
More right now. I'll have to call you back. All right. Hello, you're back early?
As Sam and Dean approach the crime scene of the realtor to speak to Larry, you can see Jensen and Jared's mark on the ground of where they need to stop in camera. Number 2. After Linda is attacked by the spiders and falls out of the shower, you can see the reflection of a camera as it pans down in the piece of the broken glass that is still on the shower door. Number 3. In everyone's favorite spider shower scene, the spiders seem to be doing crazy things. When the spiders start to appear from the shower head, they look very huge and fuzzy. Very fuzzy. Then after Linda is dead, her face is covered with tiny little spiders. When the Winchesters arrive, Dean picks up the towel and medium-sized spiders fall already dead. But more than that, they turned into plastic. Number 4.
Several recent cases of the mosquito population in some areas, although some residents cite concerns about the high levels of pesticides.
When Linda first encounters a spider that crawls down her face, a black string can clearly be seen leading across her forehead. It's almost as if this spider was on a leash. Yikes. Number 5.
Dustin! Dustin, I'm here!
Near the beginning of the episode, when Travis runs over to the hole with a rope to save Dustin, as the camera pans over with him, you can see the shadow of a camera in its operator's head on the ground, south of the pole. Now let's tally up the total kills done by this creepy crawler curse. The entire land that was cursed 200 years ago remained calm, and only nature occupying the valley. Then the modern housing development came through, swinging their axes and bulldozers. The first victim happened with a surveyor, dying from an allergic reaction from getting stung by a swarm of bees. The second came with Dustin, with the gas company. His brain was eaten by beetles after falling down a hole. The final victim was a pretty realtor named Linda, as she was swarmed by spiders. The curse is over as Sam and Dean hope the realtors will leave this land alone. Pfft, yeah, right. If you'd like to know more about real curses from centuries to today, be sure to check out the links in the description below. If anyone has an interest in real paranormal investigating, or simply have a story, video, or photo you'd like to share, reach out to Thomas D'Agostino, public speaker, author of 12 books, and over 38 years of paranormal investigating. He is always looking for new stories and experiences to share. You can find his contact info in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe to become a member of Kripke's Supernatural Hunters. And don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified of any new videos. I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave me a comment or any questions you may have below. Thank you so much for watching, Wayward fans, and as always, carry on the hunt.